It's Underplay back in the scene, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can get back into the Crux from the War Priest. As you can see, we are currently in the Basilica, right now where you pick up the brand with the totems encounter, and I'm going to be teaching you how to get back into the very beginning of where you start the raid. No, not in Hall of Souls, but into like the place where you fight the ships and further. Furthermore, I'm going to be showing you how to get out of that area and how to basically how to explore all around this map from the Portico side, because Portico is probably one of my favorite areas in all of Destiny to glitch out of. It's quite a interesting place. Now, I've covered how to get out of here in a couple, for this first part in a couple of videos, so I'm not going to go too much in depth from doing this in this area at least. However, further on, I will start to commentary. But before we begin, I just wanted to say this is the last video of my week of daily uploads. So far, this week is actually proving to be quite interesting. I've just gotten 100 subs from this week alone, and that's quite helpful. So once again, thank you to Cloud and Envious. And this video, well, alright, first off, from this part, you want to go to where the barrier is, and you want to drop it down up until the height of the pillars to the left of you. There's going to be like a wall. You want to go to where the height of it is where you can fall down, and you want to land on these pillars right here to your right. And you want to walk across where it is. It's an invisible platform. You can't really see it from your angle, but you see the that tightrope over there. It looks like a wall. Anywhere to the right of that, and you should be fine. You just want to walk across. Now, I want to say that yesterday, while I was filming this, I actually looked up the amount that I was actually earning with BBTV, and I was quite shocked just to see the amount that I was making. It was pathetic. I'm making 6%, or 8%, depending on how you look at it. But still, that is below 10%. That is just pathetic, to be honest. Just, as a result, in this next video, it will most likely be a dud video trying to take some action against BBTV and Social Blade. So I guess just try to ignore the next video. I don't know what it is going to be yet. It's probably going to be but it's most likely be like a glitch that was already covered. But I'm not trying to make a good video on it. When the video starts to glitch out at certain times, I do apologize. The footage is occasionally corrupting, but bear with me. Now, in the glitch itself, you want to go to right about this area, and if you try to go forward, you will hit a barrier, so that's your indicative of whether or not you're in the right spot. Now, believe it or not, those spots, those towers over there are in fact solid. You can potentially land on them. I might be trying to get to it at one video or another, just like a solo way of just flying all over through the top of it. And now I will show you what to do. You have to drop down, but make sure you land on the side closest to the wall and boost up. You do not want to hit this landing hard. Apparently, when Envious hit it, he was set into a spot where he couldn't move, and he would just have to wipe himself. From here, you want to walk along the top beam, guys. Do not walk along the bottom. You will, because you will get trapped there and you will die. You have to go along the top, and you want to slide and slip right through. Now, you will hit a few beams here. Try to avoid those. And what you want to do is you want to land on this platform right here. Try to go as far out as possible, because the barrier will. If you're in the middle, the closest you are to the middle, the better chance you are affected by a barrier. And now we're just gonna go do a nice little game of climbing. This was in one of my past videos that probably none of you have, some of you have watched. I don't know if all of you have. It's pretty interesting. Like I said, with the Asylum, I like to add on to my glitches, and I think that's one of the things that a lot of other glitchers do. They have like a part 1, they have a part 2. I know Cloud probably did it with the Black Garden. And I know Envious probably did it a few times as well with the Dark Blade. And now, I admit, Destiny, I can see why they say Destiny is getting a bit dry. I mean, the box, there's a very few ways you can get out the box. And here, you can just follow my path. We're just going to be climbing from beam to beam. From right now, though, this is where it could get a bit tricky. I'll let you guys watch what I do, but I'll giving some commentary over the don'ts. What you want to do is you want to go as high up as possible. That platform to the right is the height barrier. What you want to do is you want to keep that height. Do not fall. I repeat, do not fall. and you want to come around to the top of the middle here and land on the middle. Do not go any lower, you will die. Do not drop down a sink like as much as possible. And you want to land on this fang. From this fang, keep your height, do not fall. Like I said, do not fall. There's a death barrier directly below you. And you want to fly to this wall, and you want to just knife right through. Once you've felt like you've reached a certain distance, as the turn barrier turns to 3 or 2, you try to land on this platform right here, which is the opposite of where the chest would be during the jumping puzzle. Now from here, you want to fly across to where the chest actually is in the jumping puzzle, and just land on there and go into the corner in which I showed you. This glitch, I admit, is somewhat long and complicated, but I still, it's kind of it's probably one of my favorite glitches. So I'm gonna put it in a tier, I still need to make a tiering system of like a playlist of like the different tiers in all my videos. This would definitely be like the top tier. To be honest, it is a bit, I don't know, it feels a bit redundant. Now, what you want to do is you want to go into this wall and use what I call the buddy system. Basically, once you fall, once you're going up in the air and you're just about to fall, the guy is supposed to come from beneath you and try to boost you up. This can be a bit tricky to get to make work sometimes, and as you can see, we are struggling a bit. And sometimes you have to like fall just a little bit to get to the top of your head. But when I was doing this with Envious, what we discovered was that if with him a perfect run would be 3 taps. So 3 taps, it would be really good. And right here, that was just about the 3rd tap, and now I'm going to go land on the platform over there on the left side. Now, I was just talking with Cass, literally about 10 minutes before I recorded this, and he says you can actually land on the same platform just further down, right there to my right there. But I didn't really know about it at the time because it is covered by a push, like a turn back timer. So I didn't really want to try it, but since you can land on it, it will be actually very easy to get in, just land on it. So you don't have to do what I did. What I did was I'm popping a synth in midair, and I'm gonna try to fly over. But as I don't have this like the good amount of height, what I'm gonna do instead is I'm going to go to the beam on the right side, and I am going to sword climb off. Fair warning, this beam will probably give you headaches. What you want to do is you want to go to the right side as much as possible. Obviously, you want to stay in the middle because the full like bottom right side is lower and it's at a harder angle. If you have hammers though, that will work. And from there, what you want to do is you just want to land on the portico once you get enough height. And once you're at the beginning of portico, or rather, if you're from this case, it'll be the end of portico. Now is a good time to switch subclasses to striker. That is that's one of the things. And you want to follow my lead. You hit the checkpoint for Crux. All your teammates can back out and come right back in from orbit, and you guys can continue on with this with the next part. From here, what you want to do is you want to climb up on top of this beam by flying. Walk up to it as high as possible, like on it, and once you're at the highest point, you just fly outward and land on this right side fang. Let's call these things fangs. And once you do that, you're gonna land on this thing here. Now this is a bit tricky. What you want to do is you want to run into that like the lip of that thing, and you want to hit the fly button because that's perhaps the easiest method to do it, and it's solo. Because the other one is a in-air buddy system, which can get messy, or a slam, which you have to wait 5 minutes for, and it's so easy to mess up. From here, you want to do a buddy system, where with 3 people, with 2 people, it's possible, but it's ridiculously tricky. You're gonna need like on the clock, timing. And as you can see, I'm at pretty good height now. I just need Envious to hit me one more time. I should be good, or TNT to hit Envious to TNT to hit me, and boom, I'm just right there at that height. And you want to sort into this little the hole in the lights. And now we're on top of the